Good morning, everyone. It's Monday morning. It's Ushan and Charit joining you with a new episode today. Hi, Charit. How are you?
Hi Ushan, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I heard you did something interesting this weekend.
Yes, I went on camping.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That was Upper Dialuma.
So, do you know what we are going to talk about today?
Not really. You're the one who picked the topic, right?
Yes. I wanted to keep it, interesting. We're actually going to talk about tech today. Tech in
Nice.
financial planning.
That's great. Sounds
Yes.
good.
With all this advancement in AI and how things are moving rapidly in today's era, I thought this will be the right time for us to, dig a bit deep and see how tech is impacting the financial planning side of things.
Definitely, right? The current moment, at this moment, everyone, every single, even children are talking about tech
Yes.
and AI. What are the developments that we have, right? Including like ChatGPT or whatnot, right? So it's a really good pick, I would say, because financial planning definitely have advantages, disadvantages, and definitely have a very good go in tech side of things as well.
Exactly. So that's what is. Although tech is helping a lot in terms, especially we call it fintech in financial services, right? It is helping shape things ahead, and in the financial services industry. So we could see now quite a lot of things are being automated, right? When we are using AI to do quite a lot of things, big data has come into picture, right? We are able to now put together like sophisticated investment portfolios, investment strategies using the help of AI, all these fintech products, right? So I think that's definitely helping us, to like automate and streamline things as well. So it's making a lot of difference.
So before we start, I got a question because you picked up this question. Do you think that financial planning will be 100% taken over by AI?
The answer is no.
Right.
I still feel the human touch is important and the human connection is important, and that cannot be replaced, especially in a personal finance advice scenario, right? It might happen, right? But not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon.
What's your thought?
Same thought, I would say.
Yeah.
The human touch, there should be something when it comes to human touch, like let's say the things like empathy, going to their shoes and understanding what really matters for them, right? The emotions, right? Still the tech really cannot tackle it. Even though a lot of people argue that the tech can tackle the creativity at the moment, and a lot of content writing and a lot of graphic designing, a lot of things are happening at the moment using tech, AI. The things that we cannot touch are emotions, and that's little harder to tackle, I would say.
Exactly. Although we have like sophisticated models and all these big tools, data analyst tools and all those stuff, right? Still, as an advisor, you're supposed to understand your clients, capture the goals and objectives. A tech can't do that. A robo can't do that, right? So you need that personal connection, right? So we see it on a day-on-day basis, right? So the conversations what advisors have with their clients, right? When they say the client says my goal is this, but when they really talk to the client, they identify the goal is not that, it's a complete different goal, right? Whereas if it's a robo, let's say a robo is doing the advice, right, it will just go with that particular goal, so that connection will be missed. So it's like important, I think, that human connection, as you rightly said, empathy, that emotions, I think that cannot be replaced. And
No, this does not mean that we are not at all into tech, right?
Yes.
So we are also working on a lot of technological advancements, like we are even using AI bots for our work, right? And there are definitely increase in productivity, efficiencies, and many more, which we are using in financial planning, para-planning, and even financial planning administration services as well.
Yes.
Which we will highlight in today's episode.
Yes. So it's all about striking the right balance, right? In pretty much everything you need a right mix, right? And nothing can overrule something, right? So you need tech, and at the same time you need the human connection as well. How you manage both, right? Especially as you brought up this point saying we are using all these big tools. Yes, we are. I would say a pretty interesting thing right? We were testing out ChatGPT. The PAL planning team was actually testing out ChatGPT. We were able to get some pretty cool stuff. We are getting the help of ChatGPT to write some cool strategies, and to even to run some few scenarios, and also it's a pretty cool thing, right? And other tools like Otter. Otter is actually helping us simplify the file node side of things, right? So it's you can say we are saving quite a lot of time, right? There are pretty cool products out there, and we can also see all these big financial planning CRMs moving.
Yes.
They are also building all their
even Xplan is also trying to get into tech and integrate AI into the Xplan, right?
Exactly.
Which is something that we will be really keen to learn
and explore. Yeah.
Right, because Xplan is anyway a little complex, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Don't talk about Xplan. So yes. Anyway, so moving on. So as I said, we need to have the right balance, and few elements which I feel which tech, although we can automate those things, I think which shouldn't be automated is one thing is the client onboarding process, right? The initial part. I personally feel like the advisor still has to. It will be good for the advisors to have that initial conversation with the client, right? Help them build the trust and confidence. So those actually, if we have automated like an AI-driven process to that, it will save time definitely, and time it'll again save costs as well, right? But having that human connection, having that being able to build that trust and all will that will help the advisor to capture the client and have a strong relationship with the client, right? So I think that's one element to it.
Actually, when you're talking about that, I remember that very recently I watched a video. It is a YouTube video by a famous YouTuber that says a greedy boss replaces all employees from bots, right? And what happens next is shocking.
Yes.
And actually, it's very shocking. That short film is very shocking video, I would say, because that's a sales team that he's talking about.
Right, okay.
Right? And he's firing the whole sales team, where all the potential clients are looking for that human connection, that empathy in them, right? Where that understanding in them, where the boss thinks that okay, you can just type in your AI bot, just do a presentation for me and give the information. Now you get a super cool presentation, that's true, but it really lacks that human interaction.
Yes.
So I think yes, definitely client onboarding process, we can optimize.
Yeah, wherever possible. Yes, wherever possible we incorporate it, but we can't completely eliminate
the client onboarding process, the human touch in client onboarding process, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. So not only the client onboarding, so there's two other things also. I would say the financial education process, right? At the same time, the client retention process. So all those things there need to be certain elements of human connection, right? Personal touch, and that will take things a long way.
Right. So I can understand client retention and client onboarding both, but financial education, okay, so for me now it's doubtful, Lushan.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Because financial education is something that you can easily do through a bot. That's something which comes to my mind when you just said that. I felt, no, that can be done by tech. What do you think? Why did you pick financial education then?
I would say the customization. Right? You can have generic education, but you can't have personalized education, can you? So that's where you need the human. That's where you need the real person to, that personalize that particular education to that particular client's circumstances.
Very good point.
Right?
I agree.
And that's why I feel it's important. Still, we can still have all the educational tools, I would say. Right? Let's say we can have the videos. We can have all videos. We can send that as a generic education, right? But the personalized education has to be given by a person, by an individual, right? Because it's something, you need to know the client for you to be even able to tailor that, right? So I think, that's where I'm sitting on that.
That's a good point. I would say that's something that I didn't think about.
Yes,
that's good.
Right, so with all this, Charit, let's say we talked about all these techie things and all the human connections and all. So that's, but like before we get into any of these AI products and all, what is one main like a red flag or one thing what you would want to like really consider? Is there something? Do you have something like that in mind?
When it comes to tech, is it?
Especially using all these AI products and all.
Right. Well, this can be a little out of scope from the tech, I would say. Not tech, like fintech or financial planning technology or AI integration in financial planning, this can be out of scope. But something I really do not understand or cannot anticipate what's going to happen, and something I'm seeing as a big red flag is actually the learning process of human beings. Because now we have automated this.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's say our children who are like, let's say they're in grade 1, they're in preliminary school, and they get an assignment, they assign that assignment to ChatGPT. Now,
but he does a good job.
he does a good job, and he gets maybe a star or maybe a grade from the teacher.
Yeah.
But will that person ever learn?
True.
Right? What I feel is like after another 20 years, that generation can be like so uneducated because they have never used their brain to process any information. They have just given everything to ChatGPT and all the other chatbots and get their assignments, papers, everything done. Now, isn't it risky? I think it's very risky, as you know, as human beings for us.
Yes, I would agree, right? Although we like to delegate our assignments, still, it's we won't grow as individuals, right? So doing that. Another cool thing is not a cool thing. Sorry, another red flag I would say is information, the data security.
Yeah.
Right. So although all these, I'm not saying all these products are insecure and they don't have all the data provisions and privacies and all those stuff, but still, we are supplying a lot of confidential information, right, to this particular AI softwares and all, right? So that's something which we really need to be careful of, right? We need to do our due diligence before we invest in any of these softwares in terms of
data
storage and how the client data is safeguarded, right? I think that is also another important factor what we'll need to consider before we go ahead with any particular product.
Yeah.
Right.
When we see
especially working in financial services.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we see all these tasks, and when you say that also, what comes to my mind is like 20 years back or maybe 15 years back, we had these movies where robots control the world.
Yes.
Right, and they get all the information, they process everything, and now they control the world, and they try to attack human beings, and they actually defeat human beings as well. I think it could happen now.
Yes.
It definitely could happen along with this if we feed all the information, and if AI really grows this way.
Yeah, that being said, we are not against tech. I mean, highlighting it again. So it's just, as we said earlier as well, it's bringing the right mix, isn't it? Right? Yeah. So you need to have the right mix, and you need to do your due diligence before you, go ahead with any particular softwares and all. So, yeah. But, we have a very, very bright future with how technology is moving. This is going to definitely help us in our line of work, and I'm really excited to look forward to seeing what's going to come our way, right?
So as we spoke, tech is changing the world. Tech is changing financial planning and paraplanning industries as well. And this makes you very productive, efficient, and also your timeliness will grow rapidly. So the thing that we need to understand is behind every product, every technological product also, there are human beings. On the other hand, behind every blazer or every coat also, there is an emotional creature inside, which tech might not be able to help. See you in the next episode.